Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another 10 Car Tuesday episode. And today we got Auto World. So, fantastically excited to do this just because, of course, Auto World is my favorite brand, domestic brand to collect. I enjoy them quite a bit, and yes, I'm definitely trying to complete all releases of Auto World, including Ultra Reds. Not including the Ultra Raws, because that would just be absolutely insane. Maybe someday if I win the lottery, I'll do that. We'll see. All right. But these are all cars that I had still carded on my wall, which eventually they will all be opened. So I decided to go ahead and throw 10 of random ones into a video for you. So this is all 10 different castings. None of these are the same castings. So we are going to look at 10 different toolings, which is great. And these are just kind of from a different array of releases. So starting with this one, we got the 1964 Ford Country Squire, which is definitely a favorite amongst collectors because it is a wagon. People dig wagons. This is version A from License Premium 2007, or not License Premium, sorry, Premium 2017 Release 1. It is in this beautiful teal color. We'll go ahead and open it up. Set the card to the side. Yes, I do save all of the boxes as well as the insert here because it goes right in the box nicely. So I will definitely be saving those. So here's our first one. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. Get closer up view of it. Little camera adjustment, which is always a little painful here on this channel. But here you go. So all these cars, obviously, if you're not familiar with Auto World, are all metal construction, metal on metal. They don't ever have the name of the casting on the base, which love it or hate it. That's the way it is. And then it always has a production date on the base, which is kind of cool. And here this is. The other cool thing is they always have the license plates sort of personalized or whatever. So that is pretty neat. Open road. So Country Square. So as usual with Auto World, it is greatly detailed. The paint is excellent. It just is a very cool. This is a very, very cool tooling. Of course, they have correct wheels, all that good stuff. They have opening hoods with detailed engine bays, which is also very cool. They never have any opening doors or any other opening features, just opening hoods, and that's all you want. They also pretty much always, almost always, there's a few exceptions to it, have painted headlights and painted taillights, no lenses. That's okay because the bodies are usually all one piece, including the bumpers, so there's no plastic piece for the bumper that can fall off. None of that. They tool these as one, chunk of metal, which is kind of cool. It's a different kind of thing for that to be that way. I like it because there's no cheap plastic chrome parts in the bumpers, which can sometimes fall off or be put on crooked or whatever. So there you go. There is that. There's our first one, car number one of our Auto World 10 Car Tuesday. Next up, we have this one here. This is the 1965 Plymouth Barracuda. This is from Premium 2017 Release 3. This is version A. These are limited to 2,500. This one is in black. This one looks messed up a little bit in the package, so I really kind of wanted to open this one, get it out, and see if there's an issue with it or not. This one looks like it got plagued with some of the recent crooked base issues that you've seen in some premium diecast. And in particular for Auto World, this was one release where I think I saw it quite frequently. So here's how it looks on this side. It looks okay. It's a black car, which is kind of nice. The paint has got, actually that's just some weird oil in the package, so it's not flawed. It just has some weird oil on it. And here it is from the other side. So it actually doesn't look bad. It's got a little bit of a gasser stance to it, because the only reason I really know that, though, is by looking at the other ones that I have in my collection, including the other color from this release. I don't think that stance being a little bit raised in the front is intentional. It's definitely not supposed to be like that. This one's got red interior. This car does have a lot of detail. Definitely an odd choice to go ahead with this casting. It's fishy. It's a fishy choice to go ahead with this casting and make it. Just a weird choice for a car, but kind of a neat one. There is the detailed motor which is pretty cool. Looks good. And you gotta love Auto World cars in black. Pretty much all castings, I think a lot of them anyway, they have at least to have one black version, which is pretty cool. So there is car number 2, the Cuda. This one also has just a small paint flaw right here too. This is the most often that you'll get with paint flaws with Auto World, is going to be part of the silver trim paint, as this is not a separate piece. It is actually painted silver. Occasionally it will splash onto the body of the car, and then you'll see it right there. I don't know if that's above the clear coat or below it. If it's above, you could probably actually kind of like buff that off. I haven't tried on any of them, but maybe I will in the future. All right, so there's car number 2. We got to keep her moving. We're already at 5 minutes. So 2015 Ford Mustang GT. This is from Premium Release 3. So before they put years on their releases, this is Premium Release 3, which is a tough release really to get a hold of cars from. Everything Release 3, License Premium and Premium Release 3. This is in red. I forget whether this is version A or B. I think it is version B, I want to say. But here is the Mustang. It was the debut release for this casting, and it is a pretty cool one. Later in life, they would definitely improve these headlights, so they're not just this silver paint. They're much more detailed nowadays, but you still get a lot of detail with this car. 15 Stang, you got on the license plate there. You got the horse and the grill, which looks great. Hood opens up to reveal a very detailed engine bay. Really, really cool. Pretty cool. Now, as you may or may not know, Auto World does not do a lot of modern cars. This is one of the few. I do wish that they would branch in and do more of them. I really would like them to actually do a lot of cars from the 80s, of course. That would, I think, would be the best. All right, so but moving on here, this is going to be car number 4. This is the 1964 Ford Galaxie 500 XL convertible. This is also from that same release, Premium Release 3. And I believe this is set A. It's either set A or set B, obviously. I'm not sure actually which one it is now I'm looking at it. But I know that the counterpart to this, the red Galaxie, was the last car that I needed to complete my regular Auto World set. So I did recently acquire that thanks to SC Diecast. And that is awesome. But this was the counterpart to it that I had for a long time. So this is the convertible of this Galaxie tooling. There are 3 different versions of this tooling. This is one of them, the convertible. There is a hard top, and then there is also one with a teardrop hood and a raised base. Which looks much more drag race. Like this one's a pretty cool color though. It is in like a metal flake gold. Again, we got the license plate action there. Galaxie looks pretty cool. I can't tell. Is that like West Virginia? Yeah, it is a Virginia plate. But yeah, so that's cool. And then of course opening hood. If you can get that open. Revealing the motor on the inside, detailed engine bay, looks really good, and just the grill, the way they do the grills on these cars being painted, I don't really know how they do it. It's just weird. Does a machine paint this on? I'm not really sure how these are actually produced. It should be something I look into at some point. The wheels are really cool. They got that little red, white, and blue center cap there, and just really awesome. Really, really cool. I do like too, their metal bases are always like this. They're not like shiny. You know, it almost gives it, you know, it's like the real bottom of a car. It's going to be like kind of dirty or whatever. It's shiny. It's not shiny. Like they're never shiny. They don't put like any coating on these, I don't think, or whatever. They might put some coating on it, but it's always looks a little oxidized, which I actually kind of like that. All right, so there's that. Next up, this is from 2017 Premium Release 2. These were limited to only 1256. This is version B in this red of this 1967 Chevelle SS. Go ahead and open it up. And there it is. I like this casting quite a bit. I think it is a nice one. They did use it a lot. They have used it in a lot of releases, which doesn't really bother me, but I think it is probably time for a break on this one. Really nice little printing there. It says Super Sport on the side. Very good. Trim looks pretty good. There's a little misstep in the trim there. Other than that, it's a very good look. L78 SS license plate. Very cool level of detail. Again, painted detail there. Here is that. Let's go ahead and open up the hood. Most of the hoods on the Auto Worlds are pretty easy to get open to, which you can't say about all die-cast manufacturers, but usually they are. Detailed engine bay, of course. More detail there on the hood. This one's got a black interior, and it does look pretty good. Of course it looks pretty good. It's Auto World. It's my favorite. Redline tires. Not a perfect circle on the side on this tire. The rest of them look very good, though. And there that one is. So that is number 5. So we are halfway through. And the next one we're going to do is the 1966 Mercury Comet Cyclone GT. This is cool because they added the GT, right? Premium Series Release 4. Premium Series Release 4 for 2017. And this is version B. Now, version A was more of the non-GT version, I think, which didn't have, like, these cool lettered tires and stuff. This is the one I picked to open, though, for this video because I just wanted this loose. I didn't have it loose, and I really wanted to open this up. The tires are really cool. They're Firestone wide oval. The rims are really cool on this one. It is just a basic maroon color, but I think it looks really good. White interior, maroon color, maroon dash. There is the grille, 390 GT on the plate. Take a look under the hood. This one's a little tough. I just said the hoods are always easy to open. This one is a little bit stiff. But there it is. Detailed motor. Closes nice. Shuts nice. I love the wheels and tires on this one. I think they look awesome on this car. It just really makes this casting. This casting in any other release. Now, it's been released. It would have had a counterpart in this release, and then, of course, it was in Premium Release 3, like the standard Premium Release 3. And it just did not look... The paint's not perfect on the roof either. Just had to point that out. Did not look nearly as cool as in this release. It was way more, you know, basic, stock model, whatever. So there it is, and that is pretty awesome. I think actually it was in one more release too. All right, this one is the 1971 Dodge Dart Swinger. This is from Premium Release 5. I believe this one was either Set A or Set B. In the Premium Release 5, which is before they started putting years on them, they had, the Premium Release 5 is a weird one. It had a Set A, a Set B, a Set C, and a Set D. I think this one's B. Here's the Swinger. This is definitely not my favorite tooling from Auto World. But recently they did put it out with different wheels on it, and it does look awesome, which I've shown in a different video. You can check out all my Auto World videos in my Auto World playlist, which this one probably will join both the 10 Car Tuesday playlist and the Auto World playlist. So check them both out. 71 Dart. Very good detail in the front there, per usual. And very good detail in the back. It looks like a little flub in the paint of the tail lights. Nothing too noticeable, especially if you weren't under the microscope of the camera. Good little printing right there. Here's a look at the base. Very basic, but a lot of detail sculpted into the mold. And it looks really good. Of course it does. There's your Dodge Dart Swinger. Not my favorite casting. It is tiny. That's the other thing about Auto World, in case you didn't know. They are true 1/64 scale, which means the cars look good with anything else that's in real 1/64 scale. They look accurate because they are accurate. At least they claim to be. I've never really measured with a caliper, but I'm sure they are. So this is Premium Series 2017 Release 3, version B. This is the 1972 Dodge Challenger. They released this casting quite a bit as well. So I'm very excited to see some new toolings from Auto World, because they have been using the same tooling catalog for quite a while. Now, one cool thing about that is they've been able to release a lot of different like factory options in each casting, which I think is kind of a neat idea. Wheels look pretty good on this one though. You get white letter tires, Goodyear tires. There's the detail on the back, challenge me. Detail on the side. Little flaw right there in the paint on the side, the trim, which kind of makes me believe that it is over clear coat. Maybe you could touch that up, I don't know. Little printing right there. That is pretty cool. Overall, really cool. Let's go ahead and open up the hood. There's the hood open with detail on the motor. Looks pretty good. Shut it satisfyingly. More little tiny printing, little tiny printing. I love that little tiny printing. That looks so cool. Like, they don't try to make it a little bit larger so it's readable with the naked eye, like, easily. They actually try to scale it to the vehicle, which is a neat thing. Same with the wheels and tires. That's why the tires appear to be really, really thin, because they're actually to scale. So that is a very neat thing. I like that they're true 1/64 scale in supposedly every aspect. So that is a fantastic thing. All right, this is a 1966 Chevy Impala SS. This is from Premium Release 5. So this is another Release 5 car. This has got to be either set A or set B, because it doesn't have a version on it. So it's got to be either set A or set B. Go ahead and we're going to open it up. This is in a nice color. It's I don't even really know. Some of these colors I struggle to even really describe. It's like a green, silverish green color. This is a long car. There's a detail in the front. Again, with little tiny printing in there, little tiny 396 SS. I mean, that is very tiny right there. The detail on these cars is just great. If you don't have any Auto World in your collection, I definitely recommend you get some. It's just, there's something about them when you actually open them up. And it's one thing to look at your cars in the package, obviously, and another one to have them loose. But when the reason when I actually started collecting Auto World, the whole reason why I kind of started was because I started opening these up to take a few pictures of them. And it actually was for our good buddy Lamar Fashion's little car collector group on Google+, which I started opening up my Auto World and taking pictures of them. And when you start to feel how substantial these cars are, how high quality, that they just feel high quality, the thickness of the metal, the weight to them, it just feels, I don't know, higher quality than any other diecast that I've ever held in my hands, to be honest. Like even Kyosho, Tomica Limited Vintage feels very sturdy as well, but it still has a lot of plastic pieces. And I think that's the other reason why I think they're so awesome in comparison. It's just because they have, like, the bumpers are not separate pieces. They're actually cast into the metal. So it just feels like just a very, very solid construction and just a very, very solid car. So I really like that. So this is going to be car number 9. And yeah, a little side note too, I did give an Auto World Firebird to my son, who's 2.5 years old, to play with and throw into his toy box with all of his Hot Wheels. So we'll see how it survives, and I'll kind of photo document that process, and we'll talk about that another day, but there's a little foreshadowing. So, of course, we had to crack one Ultra Red, and this is Premium 2017 Release 1. This is for the regular car would have been version C, which would have been black. This is the Ultra Red that would cover both the version C and the version D. I'm not going to go over Ultra Reds and all this stuff about them, because I've done it in several videos. And I should just do an Ultra Red special kind of explaining the whole chase program for Auto World and how it actually works and why there's only one car one chase version for both, 2 different card variations, and all that other stuff, and all the different stuff they've done, including ultra red bases, which this one sports an ultra red painted metal base. This looks awesome. Red line tires. It's an ultra red, of course. It's a Firebird, of course. And you guys know I dig Firebirds. Hood opens very easily. There's a quick look at the motor, if you can see that in there. Pretty dark with that ultra red painted hood, but just so cool. Is a small, yep, see that right there? You'd think that's like flaking of the actual paint of the car. It's not. It's really trim paint. Maybe it is a chip. It is a chip. This one is a chip. It almost looks like when they try to spin it down, like the tool missed or something and hit right there. It looks like something hit it right there. Either way, it's not horribly noticeable, and this car will display well. And it looks very cool and very good. So I definitely dig it. And of course, I definitely dig Auto World cars. That is car number 10. So that's pretty much it for this video, which is kind of buzzing all by the camera real quick. There's the Firebird, the Challenger, an Impala, the Dodge Dart Swinger, the Mercury, very cool, Chevy Chevelle, Galaxie, Ford Mustang, the Cuda, and of course the wagon, the Country Squire. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this 10 Car Tuesday special, and thank you very much. Tune into the next episode, check out my playlist, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I enjoy it. Let me know which one was your favorite of this presentation in the comments below, and have a good one.